Hello. So I have not talked to my camera or my microphone. I've been missing it so much for a little over a month and a half. I've been avoiding it. My main goal, if I'm being honest, for this year is to have my creative life, I guess you could say, and things that I'm creating externally match what I feel like inside, because it's just been hurting my soul. Anyways, this is going to send me into something that I really want to talk about, which is things that I'm struggling with. Not because I think the world revolves around me. I obviously know it doesn't, but I do think that people talk about their struggles and they're just genuine and they're not just trying to be like, look at me and talk from this pedestal, which sometimes like I feel like I do talk from this place of people think it's arrogant. No, it's like me clinging to my soul. I do feel like, well, I'm trying at least to be the most soulful creator, but also while being myself and to be more balanced, because I feel like there's so much division where it's like, oh, I'm just 100% my feminine energy and 100% in my masculine. I believe in that duality within, that inner compass within, because I don't believe like someone completes us, but this is not the topic of this video. I just still don't know how I want to do this podcast. I've been thinking about the style, how I want this to be for so long. There's so many thoughts that are going through my head about how I want this to be. There's not one that's right or wrong. There's a way that a lot of people tell you to do it, like 90% of people, they'll tell you to do it this way. But I don't like that. I'm not meant to do it like that. It's finding this balance, this rhythm, sometimes leaning more into one end or leaning more into another end. If I'm making sense. See, I make sense in my head, but the words that come out do not match what I say sometimes. I feel like I'm not also alone in that experience. Like I think other people feel that way as well. I find I avoid my camera a lot in these transition periods because it's like I'm changing. Something will happen where I'm doing too much like externally, like I'm changing. I want to do a more rapid fire change. So sometimes like when I would just want to lock in and focus on that change, I will disappear. And it looks like I fell off from everything, but it's like, no, I'm shifting faster, just disappearing. I'm able to turn around faster. Not that it's about speed, just the process that works for me. I like to let myself die. I like to shed as many layers as I can to get to where I'm really going, to get to where I need to be, because evolution of the soul it's freeing. It's like taking these layers off of you and getting to the center. I wrote this essay for Substack a few months ago and I'm like, I cannot believe it's been a few months. I've been so hard on myself. This one thing I've been struggling with is, why do things take me so long to create? I really don't like to compare myself, but I do, especially when it comes to this, like how much people produce externally. I question my intelligence because of that. Then I start to remind myself, I start to come up with excuses, which are the excuses, because I don't like to put everything as categories like, oh, that's just an excuse, because that actually requires less thought from you, that requires less empathy, and to categorize the world and to categorize people. I actually hate it. I know people make categories about me. My whole life I've been misunderstood, and I'm not saying this in like, in this petty way, like, oh, I've been misunderstood. The second I said that made me cringe so hard, but you know, whatever. See, you can watch yourself, you can evolve, you can change, but you also have to accept yourself, because perfectionism is bullshit. I am a perfectionist, and people don't think that, because I can be very messy. Like I'll literally throw an entire bin of clothes on my floor at like 2 a.m. because I get this inspiration, because I feel like I'm charged by the moon because everyone else is asleep. And there's something about that where it's like, it's not just the moon. There's something about it's just extra quiet. This is when you know you have a problem. This is when you know you have a problem. But is it really a problem? People are like, you need to go out, you need to hang with friends. Like, I have not been outside, and this is not healthy. Like, you should go walk outside. But now I have a gym in my place, so I have not been outside in days. And the last 2 weeks are very blurred together. I've hardly been outside. It's not good. And the thing is, like, I knew something was stirring because I was actually just in the English countryside before I came here. I was craving to get back into like this routine. I moved. I wasn't even researched much about anything here. It's not even like I want to live here. I just like, you know what? I need to live in a new city. I need to live in a new environment. I need to live somewhere that I feel comfortable, because I'm like exhausted from traveling. I'm exhausted from living in a suitcase. Listen, like I always say, I'm not materialistic, but the thing is, like, I love clothes. So what? I get them at the thrift store. I never buy ever fast fashion. That's polyester and shit. I never do it. I think I did it once, and it was like years ago. It was years ago. I am a conscious shopper. It's not this bad thing. I'm just recycling clothes. You go to the thrift store. I love it. Okay? I grew up doing this. I think it's a safety thing for me. But also, it's like, why am I so obsessed with the fucking thrift store? It's ruining my life. See, I talk in this different voice. I swear to God, because I'm scared. I wanted to put myself in this cage. It's not a cage. I wanted to confine myself because I felt like I had all this fruit. We're digressing. So get with it. Like, my brain is jumping to the next thing. I decided to abort ship what I was talking about before because I get distracted because I'm assessing myself as I'm talking, because I'm filtering myself, and it ruins everything. When you filter yourself, you literally can't be yourself, because I'm like, why are you talking like this? People are gonna think there's something wrong with you, or you're like drunk or something, and I'm not. It's actually very rare that I drink, because I am actually a health freak. Even though I'm like mostly whole foods, like I should do a supplement tour. You should see my fridge. You should really see my fridge. Ginger sauce. My inner Brene Brown is coming up. I actually love her. Listen, I'm tired of the creator space. I am tired of these rules on the creator space, people saying what's cool, because I think it's embarrassing. When people are like, oh, be stoic, be this, be this. I'm so tired of the same regurgitated shit. I know I do it to myself. It's hard, right? Like, they want us distracted, and I get the fuck distracted, but I am doing the work. I am not medicating myself. Now, this is gonna make a lot of people hit dislike on my video. Whatever. Karma. Seriously. People don't think karma exists. I have not heard the stories I've told about karma. Should I go in these rants like this? I think about this. What is the best solution? I think the best solution is always to be yourself. So this is what I struggle with. It's like, I have these values and principles and things like this, but it's like this pressure to conform. I hate when it becomes prevalent, and it has been prevalent lately, I'm not going to lie. So I'm Canadian, if you don't know. I mean, I feel like I'm talking about Canada sometimes, like not so much, and how I view it, because I just think online you can find anything. You can literally find anything that will validate and confirm how you feel. Just like TikTok, like 90% of that platform is literally fucking up your brain, giving you this dopamine hit. I am not myself. I ruin my life and my image when I am consuming social media for the most part. It affects me. It's so strange. I think I'm just sensitive. It's just a lot. It's like an energy thing. It's like too much energy, because I think these are our phones, like we're taking on people's energy, and then also it's just like warping us into like what we think we need to be, robbing us of that pureness. People are like, oh, well, we're not about to be kids anymore, we're about to grow up. Oh, they're so mature for saying that. They're so mature. I talk this all the time. Like, the kingdom of heaven is within, right? Heaven, it's creating from within. It's creating from that pureness within yourself, and it's not choosing the world. Yes, I'm still creating in the world because I'm not avoiding my experience. But at the same time, I'm not choosing the world, because the material world is not wrong. I'm creating from the soul. I believe like we all are meant to do that. And that sounds crazy privileged. Like, I know some of the shit I say sounds very, very privilege, and some of the shit I say definitely is very, very, very triggering. It'd be hard not to get offended by shit I say, but that's the thing. I'm not media trained, nor do I wish to be, because I think it will warp the things that I want to do. It's like when I was in creative writing classes in 2022, I was just like annoyed with my teacher, because I was like, you're wrong, and he wouldn't even like give me, there's something wrong he could say, because it was like technically everything was perfect and right, and I actually got 100, and then he just would like mark something off, and then he would not write anything in my paper. I'm like, well, why did you give me a 97? But he's like, well, no one gets 100. I'm like, bitch, he hates me, he wants to be me. I swear to God, I think he stole one of my papers and like submitted it, and he was like a master's student and got an award for it. The shit that people have done to me, and I'm still, that's another thing I was struggling with. Like, I'm still so ashamed to talk about certain things that happened to me, because that's the thing. I do think shit has happened to me. I come across like so privileged, because we look from things that's part of my story. It's part of a huge part of my story. Like, everything has just always looked externally one way of my life, but internally it's just been this completely opposite way. It's like a major theme in my life and my purpose, my story, just constantly being so misunderstood. No one having the empathy to even listen, like my family, like to even give a shit, or to like even hear my story. That's another, I made an episode about this, like having to let go of shame, because I've had shame for so many things. It weighed me down. Like, I let it weigh me down, but then I realized I had to gain my voice through this. I had to realize, I know now, in karma, you will always rise. It doesn't matter what lie is spread on you. It doesn't matter who tries to attack you. And the thing is, like, people also don't attack people they are not threatened by. If girls are making up rumors about you, they're talking to this one girl all the time, and they're saying shit, maybe it's true, you know, maybe it is true. There's a good time, it's hardly ever true. It's like, what? Because there's people who are jealous of you. I I didn't realize I was just like alone, even if I was in like this friend group or whatever when I was younger. Some of them would just do like petty shit to me. I'm like, these girls are my friends. Like, this is mean as shit. It would just be weird gossip, games, and things like that. Girls do this when they are literally threatened by you, and I never used to see myself like, I used to cringe when girls would be like, oh, I'm just a threat, because I don't like that. Like, I don't like when girls are just like, so there's no empathy for people, there's no understanding. If he wanted to, he would, which can be true, but at the same time, it's like, that's all you're basing it off, and no empathy, then it's like you're just the same as the next person. It's like, it's the same conversations I hear, there's no soul in it. This might sound like it doesn't make sense, the stuff I'm saying, but the thing is, like, that's authenticity. That is, oh my god, like, I don't have to put myself in this box because this is the way like society taught us to work, because society taught us to be literally separate. Society taught us to be separate from our work. So when you were not separate and you're real, it literally makes people cringe. They're like, this is so embarrassing, this is cringy, because it literally cringes something within themselves that they are afraid to face. I am the first to admit it. Look, I said today, first I sat down, I said, I can hardly even look at the camera, because when I'm creating continuously, I'm looking at the camera, I literally start to fall in love with myself more, because I'm constantly watching myself change, and like, you can do it. I start to get more and more comfortable as you can watch the video, even from the beginning to end. I start to get more comfortable. I stop to slow. I start to shed like the programming as I go. I start to like deepen more into my soul. I'm also hoping I'm not being so loud. Oh my god. I have this room, and then I have this room behind it, and that room is like my office. I wanted to do this whole podcast set up in my office, and actually my office is way bigger than my bedroom. This is a new building, so I don't even have the doors in my bedroom yet, but I guess they're coming to install them. This whole office I made was supposed to be my bedroom office, because I'm like, I'm just so excited to work. Like, I'm so excited to podcast, I'm so excited to write. By the way, I've been doing none of it. I've been just laughing everything off. I don't know, trying to be normal. What the fuck is wrong with me? Like, why do I keep doing this? And I think it's because when I'm trying to integrate into the world, when you have divine mission, you're connected to your soul. I don't like to say I'm spiritual, because like, we're all spiritual beings, but like, I am not someone that has spirituality as part of my life. You know what I mean? Like, I've gone through the hell and burned alive. I activated through the dark night of the soul, and I'm not, these things make you spiritually superior, but I don't know how to word that. Okay, I'm not categorizing, saying there's like these hierarchies. At the same time, there literally is our spiritual ranking based off karma. Anyways, that's gonna trigger the hell out of people. But on earth, like, we are all the same. We are all beings. But I do believe in karma. What was I even saying? Everything reveals things to me when I just talk like this, and I just try to let down my guard and try to be more my soul, because the only thing that doesn't cringe at me is my soul. When I'm doing all this other shit, because maybe I'll watch something and then an insecurity that I maybe like still have from something that I went through just growing up, telling me to be like that, or like judging this or this or this, just like when insecurity or something that maybe is like deep set, because I don't think I'm an insecure person. Like, I think I'm very confident in who I am, to the point that people tend to think it's arrogant. It's not arrogant. Just because you are offended by something, that doesn't mean someone was rude. Oh my god, people think I'm a fucking bitch. I'm literally a sweetheart. I'm direct and I'm honest, and sometimes to say things that are only truths. The only things I say are like facts. There's never even an exaggeration. The shit that I've gone through, like, I actually downplay things so much. I downplay shit. Not that this is about me, not that everything's about me in my world, but at the same time, I have started to live this more singular existence where I don't have to consider other people. Obviously, I consider other people when I meet other people and stuff like this, but that's not the life that I live, or I don't believe was meant for me. I do think like there's such this division sometimes between the path that I'm on, because there is, and the path that my entire people growing up, or my family or whatever is on. It is this hard separation, just like a fundamental different way of seeing the world and seeing life. Things I've seen and things that I know, even though I believe, like, I don't want to claim to ever know anything. When I ever say I know, that's me believing my internal blueprint of like my soul. But it's like not like I know every reality. It's like I know what I feel and what I trust at my deepest core, and it's like my universal truth. And it was just felt like it was like injected into me, and it's like I cannot unsee that. And that's what I believe. If you fundamentally see the world in such a different way, in such a spiritual way, and you have to live your life that way, because you've no other choice. I don't believe I've had a choice, but also it's like I do believe my soul chose this. But my parents, they believe, like, we just grew up, and I can't describe it. I will eventually be able to write and describe it, because I just believe that. I believe that one day all the material will just come back to me, and I'll be able to write it, and I'll be able to be good at it. But also, I'm here now, and this is where I am, not forcing things. That's another thing, trying to accept that I'm here. Because the other thing about age, I actually think I have this like like women, especially, like we have age constantly, this fear. Actually, I think men struggle with that too, but especially with women, they're like, oh, you're gonna age, you need this, do this. But I actually think that when you follow your heart, like you really follow your soul, that reverse ages you backwards. And reverse aging is the thing. You are not going to die until it is your time. Maybe you get cancer. There's always going to be something that would have taken you, because you're not going to go before your time, especially if you come here to do something as a soul. You're here to have this experience, but when the experience expires, my time is written. I had a brief intermission. Now I feel like more collected and more calm. I don't know like why I go through these phases where I'm like chaotic and unhinged, and I think it's funny. Like I actually love that part of myself. I don't want to cut that out. I like that part of myself. That's the whole point. Because everyone says it's wrong. 90% of people think it's wrong. Look at how 90% of society is. People always think that the majority of people, if like the majority of people think something, then it must be right. That's literally such a myth. That is the biggest myth ever, because look at 90% of society. Just to know that's not true, look at 90% of society. Look at how they respond to things. Look at how people respond in comments, how rude people are to people, and how the more that you are winning in life, the less that people clap for you, the less that they like your videos, the more that they're strategic with you or talking behind your back. I do have a fear of success personally, and I think it's because I have betrayal trauma. I do. That's literally hard to heal. Some of the closest people talking behind my back and creating lies and creating rumors and being like my number one bully when they're supposed to be your friends. And that's just been a huge part of my story. A lot of the things that I've heard have just never been true. It's not like a million people are talking behind my back, but still that energy and that experience, like it doesn't dismiss me from a small town, not like a huge city, and it could be not that big of a deal. But at the same time, it's still been my experience. Gaining my voice has been something so personal to me, and when someone just tries to say, oh, you shouldn't say that, that's embarrassing. What are you to give the world? They look at like social media or something as something just to gain. I don't respect you if all you look at people is what can I take from you. If that's all you're looking at, that is like social media, it's like, oh, who else are you looking at that for? Is it everything about just gain? Because to me, success, it's not about money. When did success become about money? Maybe it used to be about money because it's an indicator that perhaps one did something very accomplishing. But I just think the standard for money now is like the more that you are willing to sell things. I don't think selling is wrong. And like I don't think you sharing a part of yourself that helps supports you. Like everyone has different mentalities. Is selling a part of yourself? I know a lot of like misogynist guys think that way, but I don't know. But I also think on one end the bar is also so low, and I do things in terms of respect, and I think that sometimes like people don't appreciate people that understand like it's an art, there's an art to it, and like actually do the things to help people. I just feel sometimes if you do take the more moral path or this more sound path, and like you sometimes have to turn down opportunities. Anyways, another thing I'm struggling with is like I just was kind of falling into this, not a comparison, but kind of this comparison thing, like, and I'm trying to do it like how other people do it. But the point is to use these tools in the digital world and use certain things to create from within, but it's not to conform more, it's to be yourself in it. The whole point of this world is to be yourself in it, and to be yourself, to find your soul. This is not something new that I'm struggling with, but I'm just so sensitive to environment. I think a lot of people that are kind of on a spiritual path are like, hey, well, I just want to live on a biodynamic farm and I want to give up my ambition. I'm not saying everyone's like that, but it's like I want to give up my ambition. And I know like maybe overgeneralizing now, and I'm a hypocrite, I guess, for saying like, oh, other people overgeneralize when I'm completely overgeneralizing right now. But I don't actually believe everyone's like this. I just am kind of saying this for the stereotype, and stereotypes are stereotypes for a reason. And just what I've seen through community wise, okay, you wake to how toxic everything is. That becomes like your entire life. That becomes everything. You become aware of astrology. So not that it's wrong. Some people's path is actually to be like astrology teachers and help people understand that stuff. I'm glad they're trying to understand that stuff, because in posting about it and dissecting it, because not everyone has the time to like go through their entire birth chart, even though I do believe is accurate and shit, because you look at that shit and it says I'm gonna go through this intensive relationship when you're like 21, and it's gonna send you through this like spiritual. This person sent me like they analyzed it or something. I need to stop giving my birth charts to people, because people were like, oh, give me your birth time and your birth chart, I'll give you your information. And I was appreciative, but I was kind of annoyed because I was like, they didn't give me that much information. I'm like, give me more information. Obviously that's so real that people don't have to take the time to do it, but then I also felt like, if people are curious, if they want to, they can do it. I don't know, maybe that's such a bitchy thing to say. I wanted more information, and I felt like maybe I should not have given out my birth time, because like, what if someone asked me and like that was not a genuine, just use that as a disguise? I'm like, well, I should have not just given out like that. I have made the choice what is most important to me. Like, I know priorities, but I just try to have it all. I'm such a dreamer. I want it all. What's wrong with that? We are infinite. The soul is infinite. It's all the conditioning that's not infinite. So what's the real reality is that you're infinite. So dream bigger. It's not bad to dream bigger. People have made like dreams to be like, oh, well, why can't you just settle with what you have? You know why? Because my soul is not meant to settle. No one's soul is meant to settle. It's a complete lie. It doesn't mean gluttony and greed. I think people confuse greed with like abundance. Greed is a lack of abundance. Greed is not abundance at all. It's complete inner poverty. Abundance is not bad. This is something I majorly have had to program. I've really felt like I've had to go through such lack programming. Okay, we're jumping to the next thing that I've been struggling with, because you know what? That's just how we're talking right now. It's 3:26 in the morning, and you know what? People like to say, oh, I want a woman in her feminine, and like they can't handle women that are in their feminine, because women, real feminine energy, and that's why I'm like, I just can't take it seriously. Like, real feminine energy is a freaking chaos. It's chaotic, it's playful, it's not an aesthetic. That coming from me, I know that's like pisses me off when people say that. I'm like, shut the hell up. I can be aesthetic if I want to be. Like, it's so fucking rude. Like, you guys are meant to be not judgmental. The spiritual community is like, people are like, it's not all this stuff, crystals, and I don't know much about crystals. My uncle used to collect them and stuff like that, and I used to like collect rocks since a little child. Do I have a million crystals everywhere? No, not that that's wrong. I'm just like clearing the air. I've never done, like, you know, people talk about like, oh, I've done a spell. Like, what? Like, I actually am scared of you. Never have I ever. But do I manifest like a motherfucker? Hell yeah. I manifest, focus on my goals. Here's the problem. Part of my goals is, it's my soul. It's to follow what I feel like I need intuitively. And sometimes like I am like, oh, I can't tell if it's self-sabotaging. And this is what I'm struggling with. Is it self-sabotaging to take a step back? Is it self-sabotaging to entertain people that I previously cut off? I'm constantly feeling this resistance. I'm constantly feeling this resistance, and this resistance feels like, to me, if I'm being completely honest, like on my soul level and on attachment ego, but from what I know my higher self would feel like and operate, like she would be more focused truly like on herself. And I really do hate these people that are like, oh, cut them off, you cut off your toxic mother, being the family scapegoat. There's no doubt I'm obviously the family scapegoat. I've cut off people so many times, but at the same time I always come back, and I always think that it's going to be the last time. I can go years, no contact. I always find it in my heart to forgive, but it's so funny, like the second that they start to be like, well, they missed me, I start to like kind of like warm up, because maybe like I'm curious what they're gonna say or something. I'm not resisting them. I'm letting them come back into my life, because I still have that attachment, and I'm like, well, maybe it doesn't have to be so cut off. I hate you, because I don't. I love my family so much, but the thing is, I have let my love for my family at times kill me being close to them. It kills me and who I'm meant to be. It's not because they're evil, not because they didn't love me, not because they don't love me, but because they're living beliefs in dysfunction. Not to be rude, but it's just the truth. It literally makes me not know who I am on a soul level, and that doesn't mean that they're bad people. And yes, there's things that my family has done to fucking traumatize me, but there's things that they have done to help me too. I did talk about this before. I struggle with the whole boundary thing. Like, I've always struggled with the whole boundary thing, and I felt like I got a hang on it, but I was like, no one's allowed to into my life. My boundaries are so high. People are like, you need to let people in. I've not come across, yes, I don't put myself in those positions, but I have not come across someone who is presented to me that I'm actually, I want to let them in. Certain people I've come across in my path, they have wanted to let me in, and like, even some people, like, I know were trying to like approach me correctly and shit like that, just because someone has good intentions, which I literally love. I'm not one of these people like, I want toxic. I have gained my soul back. I've gained my life back. These people that I love the most, they took it from me. They literally took my life. Like, that's how I felt. It's like I've gained my soul back. So when, I don't know, like when someone is like putting me down and saying I can't say that. Oh, you should be more quiet, you should be this, you should be prettier, you should get boobed up. Do you think I exist for you? Like, I don't. If I was interested in you, I would go make myself do that. I am interested in becoming the vision that I want to create. Why would I want someone by my side that, I don't know, I genuinely feel like I'm such a healed mentality like this. Do you know how painful it is to get to this stage? Like, people call people like me naive as fuck, and I am, but I will never regret that. I will genuinely never regret being naive, because I think that just means like I literally have had a pure soul and I let people destroy me. It was all part of the fucking plan. I needed the karma accumulation. I let people destroy me. And I'm confident saying that because you know why? No one's going to destroy me. I learned through that I can go through the most fucked up shit. And the things I'm still working on, like getting through my throat chakra to be able to talk about it and just strengthen my voice. But one day, no one will ever be able to say shit, because I know my truth. I know my story. I think this is something I've struggled with. I did get this message today. I posted a story and someone said, do you do this or do this? And there's just like this rumor about me, but it was so much more complicated than that. Like, people don't understand. No, people actually don't understand like the lengths that people can go to and have gone to when someone is triggered or threatened by you. People have no idea. And the stories I have, like, it's like if you would tell people the shit that's happened, people would be like, people would not believe it, because like it's like, how have all these things happened to you? And it's not to say that I'm a victim, because everyone goes through shit in life. Like, that's the whole point of it. Like, I don't want to ever be poor me. At this point, you have to understand, like, this is my truth, you know? And I think talking about it actually brings people more together and connects us with our humanity, even though 90% of society like thinks it's so okay to just tear people down, to project, and to just vomit all this negative energy. So people just get stuck in these cycles that keeps them trapped and they don't evolve because of karma. Oh god, I don't know if this is the structure of the podcast I want to do. I need people to let me know. And here's the thing, another thing I'm deeply ashamed of, and this thing I do want to change about myself, but then when I think about why do I want to change it about myself, again I start to think about like, why does like people think this is not normal? But maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe it's like, it is a me problem. It's just a me problem. And I have to like change that part of myself. But it's that I take so long to respond to people, and I actually think so many people hate me because of this. But it's almost like my nervous system has been just shot. I think you can be healed and still have like a nervous system that's, I don't know if people say I have a very healed nervous system, actually, because I can hold space for other people. Like, I can really hold space for other people's emotional things that they're going through. If I'm actually close with you and like we actually have a close relationship, not just like I know you or talk to you, if we actually have a relationship, when I let you in, like I let on you and you let on me, like it's a real relationship, which is like with no one. I'm struggling with this. Boundaries. I'm struggling with boundaries. I have been struggling with structure. That's what I was going to say at the beginning of this. I've been struggling with structure because being in Canada after being out for a year and a half, and the thing is like I've feel like I have traveled a lot. When I tell people like I've traveled a lot, but I also feel like I've not even begun. Like I've not even begun, but I'm also exhausted, as I said before. But the thing with me, I don't know why, I just really need that structure. I mean, I kind of know why. It's like I have had the flow. I'm going to flow, but the whole thing with that divine mission, you're not just meant to remain in that heaven within. It all comes full circle in my head, but it's like, how do I explain this? It all is like visual to me. I don't know. It's like I see it visually and then I try to describe it. That's how my brain works. I'm such a visual learner. And I'm like, how do I articulate this? It's okay. You learn. Sometimes you just have to put in the freaking reps. That's what I'm learning. I think that's why structure is harder, because there's this resistance between who I want to be showing up as and who my highest soul is and who I am. And I'm like, why is there always this resistance when I feel like other people, I may compare myself to like other people my age, and I'm like, well, they're already an artist, tend to make up these excuses to protect myself. And in my head I'm like, okay, well, they had supportive parents that weren't like, oh, what, you think you're pretty enough, you can never do this, you can never do that, like who do you think you are? Because my parents, those were word for word answers. I start to look at myself now and be like, well, why did you just give up so easily? Or you fell in love with stuff, you're like, oh, I'm gonna be my feminine energy, all this. Why did you give up your ambitions, your goals so easily for a guy? Because you fell for this, oh, you're supposed to be your feminine and that person's supposed to be your masculine, to literally trap yourself into something. No, the feminine, the masculine's within. That's the whole thing. Come into inner union, inner wholeness. And I'm not saying every guy is a trap woman with babies. I just think I actually can't take people seriously when they say that. We are whole individuals, and not every relationship relationship lasts forever. I believe we are whole individuals. This thing, that is another thing. I wasn't going to talk about that, but that is something I'm also struggling with, because I feel like there's people around me, like everyone in my family, there's very, I don't want to say enmeshment, but it feels like enmeshment. So it's like I will have an individual relationship perhaps with someone in my family, but they're like enmeshed. So it's like if I'm talking to them and they repeatedly will tell me that this is like private, and I'm being vulnerable and I'm opening up, like letting them in my life, and then I go find out that like all these people know this, the whole story was completely twisted or something, then I'm just like, bro, what the hell? That's kind of something that's annoying. I really do think it's like enmeshment. It's like they operate as one. I understand the respect and shit of like, okay, your partner and they're married and stuff like that, or not even when people are married, they're like, oh, I actually used to be like that. I used to be in a relationship where when I went to Thanksgiving dinner at my mom's house, I was like, I'm not coming if he can't come. Constant togetherness. That is not healthy. That's not healthy. I swear to God. We have to be our whole individuals. That's healthy. A lot of people don't realize how their relationship is based off attachment. And I guess that does bring me back to boundaries, like constantly figuring out what does cross my boundary. And that takes time to figure out with people. And people can sometimes like think that you're cutting them off out of nowhere. But the thing is, for me, if I start to feel they are completely stealing from myself, I really have to create that distance. I have the underlying belief that people can really truly want to have a relationship with you, but they can't. They won't be able to sit with themselves. They can't. It's just, they are the way they are. And for so long, I was like, have this strict boundary, like, you know what, if you can't treat me how I treat myself, if you can't treat me with basic love and kindness and how I talk to myself, at least, like, why would I want to be around someone that tells me every time I open up, tells me I can't do that? Who do you think you are? Because they don't understand the spiritual aspect of it. They don't understand purpose and destiny, and they don't understand that it's what I believe and it's my path. Like, it doesn't even matter if it's what I believe, like, it's my path. And when someone does not even support, not let alone support that, because they keep comparing you to other people's paths and saying, no, this is the right way to go, like, you have to go in school, or if not, if you're an embarrassment, like, oh, that's your choice, so you get no help, you get no money, you get support because you chose to walk away from your academics in school. I know this, like, no one has to see my vision. I don't want to have to convince other people. If someone asks me and they ask me like a genuine way, to me, it's actually exhausting to have to explain, to open up. People say, oh, you don't tell people your dreams, like, stop telling people your dream. It's so freaking regurgitated. I want to. The thing is, like, I want to remain open because I don't want to be closed off. People already say I'm very closed off. I just think, no, I'm more intentional. Like, why am I going to be around people that I know are not good for me? And it's so tempting at times. It is so tempting to just go party and be a part of this function, because the thing is, like, I want to be dancing for joy and just like not be the one that notices like these hits or these things. I don't want to be the one that's not pretending it doesn't get to me or doesn't say something deeper, because it does. If someone is saying these like little hits at you, or in a little moment you notice how like they don't support you, maybe they support you when it's convenient for them. That is something that recently majorly happened to me, where this has been something I felt like has been going on for years with this person, and it's been a major theme and it just keeps repeating. It's not like it's like maybe that big a deal, but no, it's a huge deal, because that action, how that repeats, and that person is revealing their true character in that moment. Some people think that, oh, one person just makes a mistake, and sometimes people do genuinely just make a mistake because something else fed them this thing. They're young, they're scared of this or scared of this. Someone that puts digs at you intentionally when you know you have something, first of all, they're not only not supporting you, they are not even accepting you. How can you not accept me, and you're not willing to like face yourself for me or something? If someone like is like, I support you behind your back, but in certain situations where it's harder, for example, here's an example, I don't know if I explained this the best way. If someone is supporting you behind your back and like, I love you so much, you're like this, but then when you're in front of other people, they're starting to talk to you completely different. Two of the people that were the closest in the world to me have done this to me. Again, not playing victim mentality, don't need anyone's sympathy, but I was just like, what the hell? Because it's like, why am I seeing these two different versions of people when you're alone? You're saying this thing to me, you're being nice, well, not all the time, but like sometimes these people would, well, massively in certain ways, But then it's like they're in front of someone or something happens, or there's like a pivotal moment where like in that moment I need that person to just be there for me unquestionably, and like I would unquestionably be there for them. Like it would even not be in question, like I would just do the most for them in situations. And it was like never returned, never even attempted to be returned. And even when I addressed it with these people, why did you not only not stand up for me there but put me down? Like it just does not make sense. People do that because they are hiding something. They genuinely have this like secret something they're hiding towards you. Maybe they're hiding animosity towards you or something, because maybe they love you because they're your family, but then they actually secretly fucking hate you. And that's why like they literally just like make this excuse, I can't because of this, I can't be this, and make up the most ridiculous excuse. For example, like if it takes 1 second to take someone's picture and you know like someone's trying to be creative, but like you've no one around you, friends, you've no one around you, like, and you want to be creative and like you've already accepted the cringe. I've accepted the cringe. I want to create. I don't want to act like I'm above it because we're here creating, even if sometimes it's just silly and fun. Duality, baby. Like not everything's meant to be so serious. That's the whole paradox about life. Take it seriously. Take your soul seriously. Reach your highest potential. Like, because why not? Why the hell not? But also just be free and, and be lighthearted as well. Anyways, I don't even know how to summarize all this. I just don't know what the best way to purchase is. I just need to go through my own self. I say this shit all the time. Go through my own self, and it's like sometimes you are not as aware of it in the moment, what you're doing, until you pause and reflect a little bit. Obviously I was aware. I was not like talking to my microphone. I was not working on this and working through it, and just because I'll create this and I'll learn something, like, and maybe one day it'll come to me if I know if I want to rant like this or not. But I do know that I just want to approach this doing my soul. It's just harder to do than you think. So I guess like everything I was talking about, what was I even talking about? I was talking about structure, things getting in the way. Okay, I will say how a huge thing tying into all of this is how I've said this before. It's been this resistance, but it's been with everything, things I create. It's like, why do I have such this resistance to actually just like make a decision to commit to something? Maybe it's just because I have really surrendered, but sometimes like being surrendered so much and just trusting so much and just being in the flow so much, I think it was just really starting to piss me off. And that's why I did want to move somewhere and like live in one place, because I wanted that consistency, I wanted that structure, I wanted to be in that masculine energy within myself. But at the same time, it's like I was relying on something external to bring me that within myself, and I put too much emphasis on that because I was just like, okay, well, kept making excuses and saying like I'll be consistent once I move in. But the thing is, like I just haven't even begun yet, and I've been here 1 month. The whole thing about moving to a smaller space, my apartment, I was just like, I need to live somewhere that is not so chaotic, it's not so big, it's not so like somewhere I'm just gonna feel comfortable, but also doesn't make me feel like I want to suffocate for a little while, and somewhere that might align. I was exhausted from traveling, but the thing is, like I have not been on this routine. I haven't started to go to the gym. Another struggle I'm facing. Oh my god, I don't know, like I feel like when I'm on the spiritual path, like I've always been focused on health. I stopped working out and the traveling, and I make excuses. I really do want to get in shape, and I want to look at myself and like, I don't think I look at myself in like the mirror, I'm like, oh, you're fat and shit like that. I've always just been like, whatever, and like no problem like wearing a bikini in summer. But now I'm kind of nervous. I've never have had that in such a long time. But at the same time, if I think it's healthy to say something like, oh, I want to change that, and that's fine. And if you just do it the holistic way, obviously people are taking it as I'm making doing shit. I don't know. I have no idea. If you do things the holistic way, in the natural way, like just put in the work, everything worth having comes easy. I believe in longevity in the long run. And that means sometimes sacrificing the present and sacrificing showing up how you're gonna look. Yeah, so I have this resistance, and I just feel like I've been failing with the whole structure thing. But it's like I'm also trying to understand that this environment that I chose does bring me back a little bit to the conditioning. And now being in the same country, being back in the same country that my parents live in, they're very, very happy about this. And everyone's like, oh my god, like finally, like you're stopped running away, like you made the right choice. And because I would like try to be more open, try to be more forgiving, because I'm always like more forgiving. But once I start to let people in, it's like a slide through door. I just slide it right up. Not just like I let them in a little bit, like bit by bit. Those things in soccer, those those drills you had to warm up for, where you just jump through the hoops. It's like that, the ladder, when you jump through them in soccer, that should be the hoops that people should get to get back to you and get back to the center. I peek the door just because I'm curious, not because I'm like actually considering letting them. Well, maybe I am considering it a bit. I'm neutral. I'm not like, oh, what's the point of continuing to cut this off? Well, I have many points. I have many points of continuing to cut these people off, because first of all, they literally don't support me ever when it matters. They do sometimes, but it's like when it really matters, most of them don't. Or they talk about me, or they twist shit I say, or they say it's gonna be private and it's not, and then they get fucking mad at me for speaking my truth, but it's not even my truth. It's like literally facts. I become the villain when I just start to speak my truth, but I was the villain when I was silent, because it was a voice that's not my own. So my voice becomes something that I can't betray my own voice. I can't betray myself because everyone else has. That's me choosing my voice, and people don't get that. They have a problem with it. They have a problem with me seeing through the dysfunction, and that's why they have a problem with me as well. This has been something where I'm struggling with, because a lot of people are like, oh, just cut them off. Me, I like to act like the expert. I've been through this cycle many times. I don't think it gets easier. I just don't think it gets easier. Some people are like, well, these people are karmic, these people are karmic, but I don't know, like I'm tired of living in fear and thinking that this person in my family is evil, but then my intuition tells me that sometimes there's something off, or someone has done something, or I'm just so sensitive to people's energies and to everything, and I do also hold resentment. I think that's a Pisces thing. I actually do hold resentment, and I hate it. I don't want to hold resentment, but the thing is, I can't just let shit go by just letting it go. So even if I do slide that door open and I let them in, I will still have that resentment, and then they'll think I'm a fucking bitch. I say I can love hard, and I just am so loving and giving. It's not like everyone has had my full heart. My parents even, it's like they are like, why are you so cold with me? Why are you so distant? It's like, we don't have that relationship. We have a relationship that's like this. You know me from like here. Maybe we have a relationship that's like here. It's not like we're here. So there's always going to be levels of people that know the true you. I feel like the true side of me, there's like two people that have seen it ever, and these are the two people that have seen that light within me, and they have told me things that maybe doesn't sound like that big of a deal, and people are like, okay, get over that. Is reveals everything to me. People say you're not who you think you are, all this stuff. When I support their vision, when I'm constantly telling them to dream bigger, to support the bigger, 2 a.m, this person's drunk, because I was around these people when we were all very young. Oh, call me anytime. I would always assure people, if someone ever had a dream that I loved, support them, cheer them up, like, think bigger, you can do that, don't ever doubt yourself. Like, I'm constantly reassuring people and stuff like that. I'm never saying mean shit to people ever. I don't do that. At the same time, these people were saying mean shit to me. I'm like, why the fuck do you say that? Like, all I do is love you, all I do is support you. And then these people that are supposed to be different, they're supposed to be close to you, they act like they're close to you, they act like they love you, and they act like they support you, and then they go and twist something, and then they go and say something. It's like, what the actual fuck? And then they act like I'm very, very closed off. They say like little digs or little hits at me. Something will happen where it becomes easier or something for us to talk. Like, say if I'm close with someone, or I have a good relationship at the moment, not really close with anyone, but if I have a really good relationship, or a better relationship with some of my family, I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna go visit this person for their birthday or something like that, because I actually am planning to fly to there for my grandmother's birthday in the summer, because it's her 90th birthday, and that's amazing. And I love my grandmother, even though she's talking shit about me, she talks shit about everyone to everyone. I love her. I really do, and I want to do that, and I want to spend that, and that's how I want to show up for people that I love. I do want to show up like that for people that I love, but then it's like, oh, someone else is there. It feels so good to not have your boundaries, to just pretend like nothing ever happened, nothing ever exists. The problem is, like, I am really good. I feel like eventually, even though I have resentment of letting these things go, I want to just let it all go and just like believe that something can change. Maybe I'm the problem for not accepting them as they are, because I feel like I tried to accept them, but to accept them meant to have to love them from a distance, and they have no idea the pain it caused. I get cast as this ungrateful daughter. You just don't care, you're selfish, you're focused on your career. Do you know that I put everyone above myself before my career? The only reason I stayed in all this stuff, like, I gave up everything for everyone, and no one gave a shit. No one actually gave a shit about me. They loved like what they wanted me to be, but for their vision of what they want their life to be. Like, okay, well, this is my daughter, and like, if I act in a way that is myself, any way that I try to act in a way that's myself, that's the part that is hated. My true self, they hate. Can you put your camera away? Can you stop like recording yourself? We're out here. Everything that I want to be and I want to do, they try to suffocate. They're like, well, don't record it here. I feel like if I want to create in front of my family, I can't. I asked my brother to take a picture of me on my birthday at this place where he completely like sabotaged my birthday. The first time seeing him in a year and a half, almost 2 years actually, I think, by the way. He literally would not take my picture. I had the digital camera open. I was like, just take my picture. I am so embarrassed on my Instagram. I had to delete everything when it's my time because I love taking photos. Why is it wrong to taking photos? I love it. Why are we meant to just hide? I'm like, oh, I love living in the moment. Okay, well, you also hate your job and you hate your life because all you do is fucking complain 24/7. So I'm glad you like living in the moment, but I am living in the moment. I'm co-creating. To me, that is me living in the moment. My living in the moment is creating. That is me living. That's what I like to do. Not everyone likes to live like that, and not everyone has to live like that. The point is, I'm so respectful when I record people. If I record something, it's because I recorded their back and like no one would ever know it's them. If I'm recording someone walking in the snow that no one can see and they're all on, for example, I think it's so disgusting when people record people's faces and stuff like that and talk about them. And I also think it's bad when people talk about people. I'm not talking bad about people. I'm just saying the fucking truth. God forbid a girl says the fucking truth. You have to be able to speak your truth because if not, it will haunt you. Anyways, the whole point of that was that I do have this resistance. What is the line? I keep establishing the line, but then I erase it. What is wrong with me? I erase it. When do you stop giving people chances as well? Because you have this idea in your head that this is how a relationship is meant to be. This is how a sibling relationship is meant to be. Yes, we become our own people and stuff like this. But the thing is, like, I will always literally want the best for my siblings. I will always want the best for everyone around me. People act like they want the best for me, but I can see through shit. And I can tell when someone's triggered by me. People want the best unless you are doing better than them. Not that I think I'm doing better than my sibling, but the thing is, I don't say shit that is like they have their limiting beliefs and it brings me down. I am just trying to bring them up. That is just the truth of it. And people actually act like you are the villain for starting to gain your voice of like what is actual facts. I'm very against talking bad about. That's the point. I'm the only one not lying. I'm the only one not being manipulated. I'm the only one that is saying the fucking truth. And people love to laugh at things because like, oh, that's embarrassing to do that. That's embarrassing. It's really not. You know, maybe a past version of me would have thought that. It's actually the coolest thing that you can do is be authentic because people get to enter their lives and realize that they were just so busy judging others because they couldn't be themselves. They were judging themselves because they're a mirror. There's obviously things that everyone struggles with, and I might make this like a series like things I'm struggling with because again, like not to make it all about me. I guess I'm just still trying to figure out the whole style of this thing, but I definitely do want to be authentic. How authentic in the style? It's always going to be continuously being revealed to me, but all I know is like I really hate when people act like they're perfect. People lie. People have this image, this facade. No one is actually perfect, so don't pretend to be so. That's my thing of today. Truth will always prevail and it will set you free. That's all I have to say today. That was a very ranted one, but I don't know. I think I need to end it.